The following program is sponsored by John Chachis Insurance, your local farmer's insurance agent located 800 Avenue G in Ely, and brought to you as a public service by Ely TV, Channel 3-2 in Ely, Nevada. White Pine County Regional Transportation Commission meeting, September 26, 2013.
Schedule those people to come in. I'll be on. I'll leave on the 15th and return on the 17th. You got to coordinate for the trip with a couple other groups, don't you? Paul down the line like to be here as well. Don't call me. Don't worry, it's farming here.
Could you please, after you check your information, did you get a copy of the agenda?
I'll have to look on it. I'll look at it
I will call a special meeting of the Regional Transportation Commission September 26th to order. Roll call.
Wayne?
Here.
Mike?
Here.
Bruce? Ron?
Here.
Bill?
Here.
DJ?
Here.
George?
Here.
Okay. Public comment? Mr. Chachis?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I've got a little bit of information from you, but unfortunately it's not complete. I've yet to see anything on what you plan on doing on Campton and Great Basin, that corner, the narrowing, the access is a federal highway, state highway, and there are certain standards on what the approach must be. We've not addressed that. Still concerned about, in that same area, drainage coming off the Copper Queen parking lot onto a city sidewalk. That can't happen. That city ordinance. I've told you before that the RTC may not circumvent city code. If it wasn't your monies, the item still has to be addressed with the narrowing of Campton. It's all in one. In the information you gave me regarding RTC monies used to fund some of the projects on Avenue M and C and 11th, no ADA access. City policy is specific about all new construction on corners must be ADA compatible or compliant, and they're not. And I'm still waiting for the policy regarding the written request for that all request for public information be written and sent to you certified receipt. I didn't see anything in that information regarding 7th Street, which you folks did about a year or so ago, the curb and gutter. I was led to believe that you were going to put it in, and then you told me you never said that. We're putting curb and gutter elsewhere, but we're not addressing that. And that street gets a lot of drainage coming down Great Basin and all. Thank you.
Okay, individual hearers, Center Street project. Last week we had a letter written to Rex that if they were not got the paperwork on to us on time, we could shut the project down. I met with Terry last Friday. He told me he would have it to you Monday. And I gathered you have got what?
I received portions of it. I received portions of the information yesterday. Yesterday, mid-morning, early afternoon sometime, Terry come and drop this information off. Basically what he dropped us off was the submittals that go along with the project. Raw materials that are being supplied, being used on the project. This paperwork that should have been in, a long time ago at the beginning of the project. I don't have any issues with what they provided here and what's been brought into the project. I have no concerns about the quality that has been done to this point in time. The one thing that is not included in this package, and in my eyes was the most important part of what we were looking for, was the fact of the cost of any change orders that he anticipates out there. He did come back and he did provide us kind of a list of some items that he's looking at. When he come and he dropped this off to me, he said that all of these items are negotiable. Well, there's nothing to negotiate because not even a price attached to them. So he had told me yesterday that he just ran out of time to get those numbers compiled, and that he would be getting me that stuff today. I'm not aware of it. I didn't by the office first thing this morning and see if he's standing at my door with it. But at this point in time, I don't have any costs of those change orders up to date of where we are. So they complied with portions of what we requested, but not 100% of it.
From the first original contract to the 2 change orders we've already approved, how much did we spend? How much did we budget for?
We budgeted, off the top of my head, I think it's $585,000. And then, did you bring your budget thing I gave you yesterday? Yeah. Basically, bottom line is where we're at today, between the change orders, everything coming here, we have approximately $35,000 left within the budget to complete out this project. The change orders that he presented to me, none of them appear to be game changers as far as substantial amounts, but I don't have that number. And I would obviously be substantially more comfortable to sit here in front of you guys and discuss this if I had numbers in front of me. Some of those numbers, they're just odds and ends that have happened out there in the project that we don't have unit costs that we can apply to, or I can come apply. It's okay. Well, this is going to be this. This is going to be this. So it's just little quirks that we ran into along the way that have required little changes, some modifications, whatever it is. But it's hard to put a number to that. None of those items are substantial in my eyes, but I'm on this side of the fence, they're on that side of the fence. I don't know what it means to them.
Well, again, like Terry stated, he in past practices, when he worked with the engineering, they went out talking on the field and so.
Correct, and that we've had that conversation with him plenty of times. It comes up regularly throughout the project. Well, in the past, this is what we did. In the past, this is what we did. I said, well, I understand that, but this is the way that the project is supposed to be run. There's paperwork that goes involved in it. We need to come in here. I'm not coming in and trying to hold them to the exact letter of the law, the letter of this contract within here. I'm trying to come in and hold them to the intent of this contract. And the intent is that we are informed in a timely manner of what's going on. We're not coming in and being presented at the end, hey, here's what we, here's a blacklist of things that we've been holding in our back pocket to come at the end of the project so that we can, we need to square up on these items, as they always put it. You know, I don't want to square up at the end. I want to come in here so that when we come down towards the end of the project, you know, I'm comfortable as being the engineer on the project that we can come in and say, hey, you have to do this, or we have to do this, or hey, we're going to have some little extra money, come do this, this will improve the project. They're tying my hands and taking my ability to make good engineering decision out there in the field because I don't know where we're at because they won't provide this information. So they, you know, again, I have no complaints about the quality of the work. They're hard workers. They do a great job. Everything looks great when it's done. But they look at me and they think that their job is just this. It's not. They have a contract that requires them to do paperwork to keep me informed so that I can in fact do my job. They basically totally want to put that off and just sit over here. And that's not acceptable to me because I have to respond to you guys. You know, I am responsible to you guys to come in and build this project to the contract, and they're tying my hands by not allowing me to do that. And they, you know, they believe the paperwork is frivolous. We can take care of the paperwork later. And I'm obviously in substantial disagreement that no, we'll take care of the paperwork as the project transpires as needed.
I have a couple of questions. We addressed a couple of large change orders.
Correct.
And
Correct.
them are in line. Those particular change orders were priced and approved, right?
Correct.
So the change orders that they're holding in their pocket haven't even been approved.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
And so consequently, you don't know that they've been approved or what the price tag is for those change orders.
Correct. That's my concern is
Yeah.
we know where we're at with the main project and the two big change orders that we did where we expanded the project. What I don't know is the cost of these other change orders that they have a little list of what they believe is change orders. That's what I don't know. So I know where we're at. If you guys were to say, well, we're not going to accept 0 change orders, I can tell you where we're at. But coming back in here, you know, some of these change orders are legitimate. I would never recommend you guys not to come in and pay for some of these items. But I want to be able to go through that paperwork and look at it and say, hey, this is a legitimate cost for this change order. What's happening is they come back at the end and want to come and give me this list of change orders. Well, it causes me substantial amount of work when they get a change order that is from something that happened 3 months ago. You know, I shouldn't be dealing and having to go back through my dailies, spending my time to go back and real check and see what transpired during the time that they're claiming this change order is. If they would get that stuff to me in a timely manner, you know, hey, we ran into something last week, here's the paperwork to go with it, you know, it would be substantially easier. Okay, yeah, here it is, you know, and then it would be substantially easier for me to sit here and say, yeah, we went over this, but this was 2 hours. You know, how am I getting this dollar amount for 2 hours of work that it cost you? We were there. We know how long it took to do this thing. And so at the end, that takes my ability away to do good services for the RTC and negotiating, per se, these change orders because, you know, it makes it extremely difficult for me to go back months and months and say, hey, this is how long this takes you. I don't agree with this price. You know, you're here, we're here. Okay, let's slide together. Let's meet somewhere in the middle, or no, I'm not going to move at all because this is exactly what it cost you. It makes it very hard for me to sit down and work out these numbers with them that I can then come in front of you guys comfortably and say, hey, we went through all these things. I'm comfortable with them. I believe that we have the money, and I believe that we should approve these. They're taking that away, and they're making it substantially more difficult for us to do our job to be able to get to that